they're going to be there. And I'm, of course, paranoid, looking over my shoulder. He was totally right. We were there, and it was hot. And so King's family was there, his kids were there. And they were in the pool, as it were. And I go, and there's an FBI agent standing guard over the pool, the kids, with his gun, very visibly here. And I go up in my bathing suit to take a swim because it was hot. And he steps in front of me and he says, "Where are you going?" And I think, okay, he's protecting the King family. Seems reasonable. I said, "Well, I'm going to take a swim. I'm with Dr. King." He says, "No, you're not." I said, "Why not?" He said, "Boy, you don't swim with the niggers, don't you understand that?" You're right, boy, you don't swim with the niggers. This is the FBI agent there to protect, right? So I said, "Well, we're going to give it a try." And I walked around him and thankfully he didn't shoot me. But it was the starkness of that hard to appreciate, in these days. Next slide. This was remember, this was a speech given 1 year before he was killed. And it was a momentous speech. I have at home the draft of that speech with my father's and Martin's comments on the draft of the speech. A little side note is they really didn't want him to give this speech. And they got all the black leaders to line up against him and tell him that he was a traitor to the black movement if he spoke out against the war. Just like they didn't want him to speak out on economic issues. And Goldberg, who accepted the position of UN ambassador, saying to Johnson, "Give me the right to negotiate the end of the Vietnam War," was very invested in this not happening. And again, he used my father. My father was the point man to Ambassador Goldberg. And I remember my father kept saying to me, he said, "I just met with Ambassador Goldberg." And it gives you an idea, you hear a little bit about the pressure that was going on. And he said, "Ambassador Goldberg has a letter for you." And I say, "Ambassador Goldberg has a letter for me?" He said, "Ambassador Goldberg handed me a sealed envelope and said, 'Give this to your son.'" So I said to my father, "So what did it say?" I would have opened it if I was my father. He said, "It was for you." I thought to myself, okay. He said, "Well, so open it." So I said, okay. So we opened it, and it was the printed out transcript of a conversation, not the most appropriate conversation, that I had had the night before with my then girlfriend. And the message was very, very clear, that we know all that everything is doing, and if you guys go ahead, you are all, remember it's the old thing, you don't go after the family? This was, you're all fair game. So I said to my father, "What are you going to do?" He said two things. "You're going to behave yourself on the phone." That's the first thing. And the second thing is, he can go screw himself. King went ahead and gave the speech, and Rabbi Heschel led him to the podium. And it's a dramatic speech in which he makes the link between race, economics, and war. And if you haven't, if you get a chance, reread it because it's as relevant today as the day it was given. A year later, he was murdered, literally to the day. And if you think about that period, not only did it quiet him, right? Because he was killed, Bobby Kennedy was killed right afterwards. And that whole movement, if you look at the timeline, was squashed. The assassinations worked in lots of ways. I think his voice There's another slide that I figured you guys would open. Yes. This was the slide of his funeral, which was probably one of the saddest days for all of us. And the sheer magnitude of the loss of this extraordinary human being, who was such an extraordinary spirit, not only at a personal level, but at a national level. When we think about the times in which we live, in which people say horrible things with impunity that generate hatred and splits, he was a man who spent his whole life healing, pulling people together. It was a very sad day. But what he represented, we can't forget. And we can't, I certainly changed my life. My father, after that day, was a shell of a human being. He was at that age, I was 21. Dr. King, this national leader, was 39 years old. Right? My daughter's 36 years old. You can't see her as a national leader. I mean, this is an amazing guy, right? Pretty young, right? And my father at 52 basically walked away from life because his soul was killed by that bullet. But King's spirit, we need to really, these days, bring that one back, right? No, maybe he's going to tweet from the grave to us. Give us a little reinforcement that we can't give in to bigotry and hatred. So, thank you very much.
So we'll just say very, very quickly, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen.